Hey guys, Happy New Year. I hope you enjoyed that last video. I was just making sure that my outfits still fit because I've been snacking it up during this pandemic. But they fit, and I'm happy about that. So, so let's talk today. Let's go back before Miami, before, any of the Miami stuff even happened, and when I was living in Chicago. So I was living in Chicago. It was probably like 2012. And the person that I was living with, I was dating, he had a store. And I had quit dancing during this time while I was dating him, and I was helping him out at the store, and I was just doing little odds and ends things in the city because at that time Craigslist was a big thing and you could just pick up a job or whatever. And I had gotten into taking surveys. So I would look often at these surveys and like different things that they were trying to study and stuff like that. And you can make like $50, $100 in a day, whatever. So one time I saw this study, and I think it was by a different research company, but I think they all fall under the same category as Adler-Weiner research. So I volunteered for this study. It was about drugs. They wanted to ask you questions about your drug use, things like that, and they were going to pay you $500. So I was like, I'll answer some questions, as long as it's like on DL and like just one-on-one, like, yeah, sure, why not? Because they didn't put like in big print. It was actually like a study for like some kind of drugs. They wanted to see if they could like test these drugs on you, and I didn't read that part. So when I got there, the guy was like asking me all these questions and stuff, and I'm like, no, like I'm not like an opioid person, and I'm not. I lost way too many friends. I've seen the damage that it's done in a lot of people's lives, so I am not a big opioid person. But I did drink at the time. And that was kind of like what they were asking me. They were kind of like, okay, well then, like, why are you here? Like, this study is for people that have this type of addiction. They wanted to like test stuff out on people. So the guy didn't let me go right away. He just kept like asking me questions, and I was answering them because I thought I was going to get like paid. I didn't want to be in a study that was testing opioids and different like psychotropic whatevers on people. But I sat down, I entertained him a little bit, and I was answering the questions. And he's like, well, there is this other survey that you can take regarding like the effects of alcoholism and things like that. So I basically got conned into taking this survey and test, and they only gave me $20. So that was a big L on my end. But the funny thing about it is that everything that I told this guy was like funneled to whoever, I don't know, the higher ups of a human trafficking organization or something like that, because everybody seemed to know like what I have done. And just to be clear, like drinking, and then if I am going to do something, I'm going up. I'm not going down. Let's just be clear on that. And then I have anxiety, so I have taken benzos. At that time I had not, but I'm just letting you know. Benzos and, obviously things that involve partying and alcohol. So those were the three things. Never any opioids. Never, ever, 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 ever. So I go and I am seeing this surgeon. Okay, I'm getting my earlobe because I used to wear really heavy earrings, like big hoops, and just like from wearing those weighing down on my ear, I had this like big hole in my ear. And he's sewing up my ear, and he just so happens to ask me about club drugs. And I was like, wow, that's really random. And he was like, yeah, don't you go to those music festivals? Because that's what I said in the interview. I was like, well, yeah, I go to music festivals. I have a good time, whatever. And it was just very strange that maybe a year or two so after I took this quiz or whatever this is for, seeing if I'm a prime candidate, they can drug me up and sell me somewhere. I don't know, but it was just very random. And then for this doctor to be talking to me about that, and I'm very open, I'll tell anybody, yeah, whatever. You don't move to Miami and start an entertainment business and get paid to party if you're not partying. Like, hello, So I think that survey that I took, I think that maybe they gave that to local authorities and said, hey, watch this girl, she's got an alcohol problem or whatever. And I really don't. I don't feel the need to drink every day. Like, it's just not in me. Like, sometimes, if I'm bored, like, I'll get a bottle of wine and cheese board or whatever and olives and things like that. And I'll do that, yeah, and I'll finish a whole bottle of wine, but I'm not doing it every day. And like, I think that they painted this picture of me that I was like this crazy alcoholic, and that's just not the case. I do drink, but I don't depend on it for my life functioning. And that was also another thing in my harassment campaign, that I was this big druggie. Up until Miami, I never bought anything in my life, never anything like that. So I don't even smoke weed right now. So I think that whole survey that, oh, you're not a fit for the $500 one because you don't do opioids, but, maybe you're a good fit for this $25 survey, I think that was given to police, and that gave them grounds maybe to watch me, because it was just very strange how my doctor, would randomly ask me about club drugs like that. And then there's just other things that happen in Chicago that I'm just not going to talk about when I was living by myself. That leads me to believe that some kind of gang stalking activity was happening to me while I was living there, right off Lakeshore in Addison. So, yeah, there's that story. No, I'm not an alcoholic. No, I'm not this hardened drug criminal person that they've made me out to be. Just somebody trying to have fun and live a decent lifestyle, doing what I like to do, plan parties and events and stuff. So that's all I have to say for today. I hope that everybody has a wonderful day. And as always, God bless.